The universe, in all its splendor and mystery, has always held a delicate balance. Stars burn brightly in the dark void. Planets revolve in their eternal dance, and civilizations rise and fall in the blink of an eye. But among all of this, two names stand out. Two figures whose ambitions have transcended mere mortality and reached into the realm of the divine. Thanos, the mad titan, and Darkseid, the lord of Apokolips. For eons, Thanos has sought the power to control life and death itself. His obsession with balance led him to the pursuit of the Infinity Stones, 6 artifacts of unimaginable power, each holding dominion over a different aspect of existence. With the Gauntlet forged, Thanos achieved what many believe to be the ultimate act, wiping out half of all life in the universe with a single snap. But even with his vast power, Thanos was not content. He sought more. He wanted to reshape the entire universe in his image, bending every living being to his will. Meanwhile, Darkseid, the tyrannical ruler of Apokolips, had a different vision. His quest for the anti-life equation, a force that could erase free will itself, has been a singular obsession. With this power, he would make all living beings his puppets, rendering their will powerless before his own. No one, not even the gods themselves, would stand in his way. His reach spanned across galaxies, and his armies were legions. Darkseid's strength was unparalleled in the multiverse, but there was one thing he lacked: the key to true control, the anti-life equation. The inevitable moment of collision came when these two powers, each consumed by their own godlike desires, were drawn to one another by forces greater than themselves. Their meeting would mark the beginning of a cosmic war that would echo through time, space, and dimensions, with the fate of all life hanging in the balance. It began on a desolate world, one that neither Thanos nor Darkseid had ever heard of, a planet in the farthest reaches of space, long forgotten by the civilizations that once flourished there. It was here that their paths first crossed. Thanos, having acquired the remnants of the Infinity Stones and now wielding an unstable power far beyond what was intended, was seeking a place to test his limits. His mind, twisted by his godlike ambitions, had begun to unravel as the power of the Gauntlet made him see beyond the present, beyond time itself. Darkseid, too, had his reasons for arriving on the Forsaken Planet. The anti-life equation was elusive, a constant whisper in his mind, pulling him toward an ancient artifact that was said to contain a piece of the equation itself. He knew the universe was changing, and his time to seize control was now. However, Darkseid's pursuit of ultimate power had drawn him into the orbit of a being far more dangerous than he had anticipated: Thanos. The first encounter was brief, but it was enough to send ripples through the cosmos. Thanos, sensing a power unlike any he had encountered, immediately recognized Darkseid as a threat. Darkseid, sensing the same from Thanos, knew that this being was not just another pretender to the throne. He was a god in his own right. Their first battle was a clash of titans. Thanos with his overwhelming strength and the destructive force of the Infinity Stones, and Darkseid with his godlike abilities and mastery over the Omega Force. The planet beneath them trembled as the very ground cracked and split, oceans boiled, and the sky was set ablaze. The battle raged across the surface, a dance of destruction and annihilation that left nothing untouched. But despite their immense power, neither was able to land a decisive blow. Thanos, sensing the overwhelming threat Darkseid posed, retreated, using the Gauntlet's power to escape the battlefield. Darkseid, enraged but calculating, let his adversary go. He knew that Thanos' pursuit of godhood would eventually bring him to his end. Darkseid's only goal was to control it all, to bend all life to his will. With their first encounter over, both Thanos and Darkseid set their sights on bigger targets. Darkseid returned to Apokolips, determined to find the final pieces of the anti-life equation, while Thanos, emboldened by his victory, sought to increase his power by using the Gauntlet to reshape the universe. However, as they continued their respective quests, it became clear that their paths would cross again. for the universe itself was changing. The forces of time and space began to warp as both beings sought dominion over all life. The very fabric of reality trembled beneath their power, and cosmic entities, beings older than time itself, took notice. The Justice League and the Avengers, two teams of heroes from different corners of the universe, found themselves caught in the middle of a cosmic war. The fate of Earth and the entire multiverse hung in the balance. On one side stood Thanos, willing to sacrifice anything and everything to achieve his vision of a perfect, ordered universe. On the other side was Darkseid, driven by the need to impose his will upon the multiverse and erase free will forever. The war would soon spread across multiple worlds, causing untold destruction. And in the end, it was clear that only one would be left standing. As the war between Thanos and Darkseid escalated, the final confrontation loomed. In a void beyond time, in a realm where reality itself could be shaped and bent, they came face to face once more. This time, neither would retreat. The final battle between Thanos and Darkseid was nothing short of apocalyptic. The universe itself seemed to hold its breath as the two godlike beings clashed in a cosmic struggle that threatened to tear apart the fabric of existence. Thanos, wielding the full power of the Infinity Gauntlet, manipulated time, space, and reality itself, while Darkseid, fueled by the Omega Force, unleashed waves of destructive energy that threatened to obliterate everything in its path. Their blows were titanic, shaking galaxies to their core. In the midst of the battle, the multiverse began to unravel. Time itself warped and fractured, creating openings to other realities. Heroes from alternate universes, gods, and cosmic entities began to appear in the conflict, drawn into the madness of the war. The universe was watching, waiting for the outcome. Would Thanos, with his boundless ambition and infinite power, finally reshape the universe in his image? Or would Darkseid, with his mastery over the anti-life equation, erase all that opposed him and bend the multiverse to his will? As the dust of the final battle settled, only one truth remained clear. The battle for ultimate power had no true victor. In the end, both Thanos and Darkseid had reached the limits of their ambitions, their egos, and their desires. And the universe, forever scarred by their conflict, would never be the same.